I'm Joey Donalo, and this is episode 17 of Mobile Fit Lab After Hours. And we have two guests here today. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself because I don't know if I've been saying your last name right, and I don't know your last name. So I'm just going to let you do it.
All right, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Sydor. I am a student at Penn State University, influencer, 83 kg, IPF powerlifter. I've been powerlifting for 5 years now, and yeah, just doing social media.
I'm Carolyn. I am a student at Lebanon Valley College, and I am a 69 kg junior powerlifter. Been powerlifting for 2 years, so going to IPF Junior Worlds in like a week, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. So we had Max Williams, he was a bodybuilder. We had the blonde unit, she's a bodybuilder. I think you guys were the first powerlifters on here, so
Nice.
Yeah, we want to kind of like get different people from every fitness realm on. Like Joey talked about powerlifting a little bit. I do bikini, so we talk about that. But we kind of like to have not even just like influencers, but just like different people in the fitness industry to kind of see how big like fitness is, like what that is, and how much variety there is. So for someone looking to like start their fitness journey or their health journey or whatever it may be, there's a lot of different ways to approach that and a lot of different ways competitively, because some people just like want something competitive to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not sure, like maybe that's powerlifting or bodybuilding or a sport or something else. So So you don't go to Penn State?
I don't go to Penn State.
So do you commute or do
No,
I don't know where
I live at my college. It's about 2 hours away, but I haven't started yet. I start next week, but we'll be going away, so I'll be missing the first week and a half. But no, when we're at school, we just see each other on the weekends.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I feel like I have a lot of questions, but like I want to make this, I like to make them like 30 minutes. We might have to do like a part 2. But I feel like I have a lot of questions, so let's just go through
Like,
this.
I want to know how you guys met. We probably talk about powerlifting, but I'm like, we could just do like a gossip.
One time we did that with your friends, and that was like an hour and 50
we're
minutes.
just like shooting shit, and then we're like, we should probably talk about like working.
Yeah, we can get deep too.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that about us.
Yeah,
like,
how we met.
Yeah, I just saw you start popping up on his Instagram.
Okay, well,
and I
let's
was
at least do that. Like, how did you guys? Because like you guys were dating, obviously, and now you're doing the same powerlifting meet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did that happen? Like, was one of you powerlifting when you met the other, and then it? Yeah. What's the?
No, I always have this funny story, but I'm not gonna say it's just a fake story. But it's basically we just met through Instagram.
Okay.
I was gonna say because we actually went to I went to Penn State Brandywine for 2 years, going into Penn State University. So she lived like 15 minutes away down the road in Media, PA, and I had this funny story, but that's not how we met. It was just through Instagram, just through sending a DM to her inbox.
Who DM'd who? You?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I slid in the
So about a year before we met. So we met in February of 2022.
Yeah.
And about a year before that, I was lifting on my own. I wasn't like bodybuilding or powerlifting. I was just kind of lifting, body recomping. So I was already like into fitness, but not like the whole influencer stuff.
Yeah.
At that point. So then we met, and I was looking up, like, I just started to figure out what powerlifting was. So on YouTube, like, I Googled, like, SBD days on YouTube, and I found Alex's channel on YouTube. And I was like, oh, he's so cute. I was like, let me follow his Instagram. Like, not thinking, like, because I wasn't looking for a relationship. I was just like, he's just strong. Like, I don't know, why not? So I followed him.
Why wouldn't you follow
And
Alex?
Everybody go follow him.
And then I followed him, and then he DM'd me and was like, hey, and ever since I just...
With how many
That's how I
wives?
started.
Cute. So when did you guys start lifting? Let's take it way back and go quickly through the career.
Yeah, maybe like each of your fitness journeys.
I'll go first. So I started lifting when I was 14, so around 6 years ago. So what was that, 2017? Just like freshman year of high school. I started lifting because of soccer, actually. I was scrawny, I was small, I just want to get stronger for soccer. And then I just fell in love with it. I just fell in love with like the strength aspect of lifting, and then I discovered powerlifting in 2018 late. Did my first powerlifting meet in 2019, and then...
Oh, so you were young when you did your first
Yeah,
meet.
I was 16.
Okay.
So super young, super like new. And then I went just like meet to meet, second meet was in Louisiana. I went with my mom. It was like high school nationals. I won that, and then went to Illinois for raw nationals. Won that, and then now the next year I qualified for IPF Worlds for 2020. But then COVID shut down, and then we had like kind of like a long period of time of like not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was basically 2018 was when I started powerlifting, and then 2016 started lifting.
Did you have somebody in your life who knew about powerlifting and like helped you sign up and helped you get into a league, or did you have a coach, or how did you do that?
I mean, not really. Just my friend.
You said high school.
Yeah.
You did high school nationals. So.
Yeah. So
we didn't have a high school team.
No,
do you have to be on the?
No, you don't.
No, okay.
It was just through USAPL.
Gotcha.
Just like they have like high school nationals, and it doesn't really matter.
Like the age group.
Yeah, the age group, right? It's not like your affiliation of your high school. For collegiate nationals, that's where it's like, Penn State, Ohio State, LSU.
Which I also want to know why you didn't do that. Because I know a lot of people that didn't do that.
Yeah.
So.
But my friend Luke, he got me into powerlifting where he was like, dude, you're pretty strong. Like, you're stronger than like all of us in the weight room. You're stronger than the full players. Like, you should sign up for powerlifting. And I was like, I don't know what is powerlifting. And then he was like, dude, just watch this video, and show me a video on like the basics of it. And I was like, that seems pretty cool. Like, it's basically what I do every single day. And I didn't know there was a sport where you could just do SBD, squat, bench, deadlift. I was just like, I thought it was just bodybuilding and that was it, or Olympic weightlifting. That's all I knew. And then when I saw there was a sport about powerlifting, because raw powerlifting has only been going now since, I want to say like 2008, 2009. And
really?
Yeah, 2008, 2009, and then in the IPF, 2014. So it's very new. It's like within the last 10 years.
So have you only competed in IPF?
Yes.
Oh wait, pause for a second. Forgot to switch out this one.
Pause. Good thing you noticed it now.
Yeah, thank God I can flip this camera because it like beeps or flashes. It's bad.
Okay.
Mine looks so good.
It was about to run out of battery?
Yeah. Alright. I just first switch them. Alright.
Maybe you should flip it again. Just in case. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you're saying, did you start competing in IPF?
Yeah, so it was always IPF. IPF is the International Powerlifting Federation. So that's where you go internationally and compete. But when you're in the United States, for us US lifters, it was USAPL for the longest time. And then they had a little kind of rustle with IPF, like a little debate.
Just last year, right?
Yeah, last year, 2022.
What was it?
Something about...
It was a lot of politics and just about how like the USAPL does. This is what they said. I'm not sure if it's true or not because people have like speculation, but they said that the USAPL was doing too many drug tests, but the drug tests weren't up to the WADA, World Anti-Doping Association standard.
They were kind of just doing drug tests just to like show that.
Yeah. But they weren't like getting. They were
bad ones.
Yeah, they weren't like. That's what they said. They weren't like up to standard.
Dollar store COVID test bad.
Say it.
Dollar store COVID.
Exactly. So then they just kind of kicked out the USAPL. There has to be a new federation. So then Powerlifting America came in. Okay. Now that's a federation we compete in the United States to qualify for the because you have to have like a segue.
Okay.
So we use that to get to IPF now.
So you have to qualify within the US.
Yes.
In order to compete internationally with IPF.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. When did you qualify?
Just every year you have to requalify. So
Gotcha.
last year we qualified. We were in Orlando, Florida, and then we went to Worlds in Turkey last year. Yeah. And then this year was Scottsdale, Arizona, and then now we're going to Cluj-Napoca, Romania.
And you guys are doing it all together, like you're doing competitions.
So
That's awesome.
For the past year and a half, we've competed at every single competition together.
Yeah.
That's so
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear about yours now.
Yeah. Okay, so this time I was lifting prior to when I met Alex, and I got pretty strong on my own. Like I did like a 275 high bar squat with no belt.
Yeah, she was naturally just very strong.
Like 135 bench and 285 deadlift. So like I was already pretty strong. But then when we met, he was like, "You should really try powerlifting." And I was like, okay, like sure, why not? So I got my belt, got my knee sleeves, got the whole thing. And then he's like, "You should also sign up for this competition because Powerlifting America is a new federation. You don't need to qualify in total to compete at nationals."
Okay.
So he was like, "If you win nationals, you could go to Worlds with me." I was like, whoa, like I'm like 5 months into this, like I don't know. But I was like, why not? Like I have the opportunity right here in front of me, why not go for it? So I signed up in February, and then got ready and competed by May, won my weight class, which
This
wasn't, last May.
Oh, okay.
Which wasn't that hard to do because the federation was brand new, like there wasn't much competition. So we took the opportunity and ran with it.
Yeah.
Won and then qualified on the world's team, went to Turkey, competed at Turkey with like lifters who were like 10 times stronger than me, but that experience was like something that I would never trade for the world.
So cool.
And then this year qualified again, and I'm actually ranked a lot higher than last year. Like last year I was ranked 12th going to the competition. This year I'm ranked 4th.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go again. And yeah, we just get to go again, and it's so much fun. I love doing it.
So is Worlds like that's it? Like that's the
pinnacle.
you win Worlds and
No, after that there's planets.
but you know, like
Well, there's juniors, so obviously like it would be great to compete at Open Worlds one day.
so no weight class, no age group.
No age group, just
Yeah.
like you're just
Who's the strongest?
who's the strongest.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the world. That's where
Oh my god.
there's no boundaries.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Is that
Hey,
where-
that's
is that where like Russ Swoll goes?
Yeah. So he's actually coming back to the IPF. He was in the USAPL for the longest time, and they had like their own. The reason the USAPL still had lifters in there instead of Powerlifting America was because they were giving away money. So they were doing cash prizes at these meets. So some people just wanted to stay in the USAPL and not go to the IPF because they were doing cash prizes in USAPL.
Oh.
And then now
the IPF has Sheffield.
Now there's an
There you
event that actually gives away like money, and the number one, and it's actually pretty cool because it's like equal for both guys and girls. Where the number one at Sheffield guy and the number one Sheffield girl, they both won $40,000.
wow.
Which is like a massive amount of money.
Yeah, for powerlifting, that's a
For
lot.
powerlifting, just
Yeah,
for one meet.
that is a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Jeez,
I
that's
thought-
really good.
Like last year, Russ told me that he was doing like a bodybuilding show. Do you know if he's done
Nah,
that?
I remember he talked about it. He's not.
No.
He didn't end up doing that.
All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
So, why? I'm curious. Why did you choose not to do collegiate? Like, would that just get in the way with the ultimate like worlds situation?
I was actually gonna do it last year. In 2022, I was going to and sign up, but it just was kind of interfering with Powerlifting America Nationals, like junior nationals. So I was like, it's not really worth it. I could have, but I just ended up not doing
But
it.
that doesn't like competing in collegiate powerlifting. That's kind of just you stay within collegiate powerlifting,
Yeah.
right? Like that can't
Yeah.
advance you to worlds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's just for
you
fun.
wanna go to-
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, all right, who's the best, I guess, college powerlifter for your weight class, right?
Or even like getting ready to compete in something bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like if
I wonder
you're
what the
not-
Penn State team is like. I've never met anybody on the Penn State powerlifting.
No.
If you're on the Penn State powerlifting team and you want to come on the We'll Fill Out podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We could probably ask them.
I know a few kids on there.
Yeah, we should figure that out. When I wanted to ask when. So you're from like right outside of Philly, like King of Prussia area.
No, that's where.
That's where I'm
Oh, that's where you're from. Where are you
I'm from New York.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. All these little details like nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I
all
never?
around.
How did I never?
I
put that together?
associated you with Well, I don't like know
With
you,
Powerbuild.
but I know you now.
Yeah.
Yes, you know. I knew who you were. Joey talks about you all the time, and I associated
My
you
dad
with
is always
it.
like, my dad is always
Over
like he's been down there for 2 hours. You're making me look bad right now because he's always
I
like,
know.
he's always like, why aren't you training?
We're
Why aren't
down
you
there for
training?
a while.
Why aren't you competing?
Joey competed in powerlifting, and
Yeah.
and like was like loved when he was competing in powerlifting, and he was like really strong and good at it, and like at like the past 3 family dinners we've been at since you've been lifting at our gym, and my dad's like, it's just you're wasting an opportunity. He's down there every day working out.
You look bad.
Sorry.
Joey's like, that's not what I want to do right now.
We're so sorry.
Whatever.
That was
Anyways, yeah, he always texts me like, I won't even be at the house. He'll text me like, Alex is still in the gym. Like, he just left.
We'll just like no.
This make me look back because make him look like spent like 8 hours in the gym.
No. Well, that's how long he was in the gym for when he was
Yeah,
young.
no,
I
it's-
mean,
yeah, it's
sometimes now he's in the gym.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
It takes me like 2 hours to do my bodybuilding workouts, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't like, and
Yeah.
the rest time is much different.
Yeah.
So it's like
That's so funny.
Yeah,
That's so
it's just
funny.
But I associated you with powerbuilding.
Yeah. So that's
Why
where
did I do that?
because when I was at Penn State Brain, Because when I was at Penn State Brandywine in Media, Pennsylvania, that's where I was going to. So before actually King of Prussia opened, Powerbuild King of Prussia, I went to Powerbuild Conshohocken. It's like the first one that was open. The small one that,
But that's where you grew, like, a
that's
lot
where I
of
grew.
following.
That's
Yeah,
the
so
best
like
one.
the cool gym.
Yeah. That was like where the
That's
OGs
like,
went.
big videos there.
Yeah, for sure. And then that's where I was, and then KOP opened, and that's where I went for my sophomore year, like, the next year. And then once I came to University Park, that was my junior year.
Okay.
So I did a 2+2 program at Brandywine because I played soccer there.
But I didn't realize how far is Brandywine from KOP.
Brandywine from 40 minutes.
So you went there every day to train?
You guys could have totally met in the gym
I
and
know.
had like.
I know.
Well, she went to the
Well,
edge.
It's crazy. Well, so when I was like lifting before meeting him, just like on my own, I just lifted at like the edge, and then I went to my college gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were like living like
It's crazy
15
how
minutes
close.
away from each other for 1 year at a point.
Like there's this Chick-fil-A that's like in the median of us. Like we definitely probably like saw each other
I
every
know,
day
and
to
I
drive
said
through
to
or
the
something.
dad, I'm like, we've totally crossed paths.
100%.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So your first, like you guys did her first meet together.
Yeah.
Basically, how was that? Like doing your first. I mean, for both of you, but like you did it when you were so much younger. So I feel like and you can add your whatever to this. I feel like it's much different when you're younger and you're kind of just like, okay, like I'll do it. Like you like don't know enough to be like nervous maybe versus starting something when you're a little bit older and you're like, oh,
yeah,
is it
especially
scary or
Alex
is it
is
just
like. I mean, Alex has been competing for like 5 times the length of me. So like he was already deep into the sport when I came into it, which I think kind of helped it because he was so experienced that like it kind of took that anxiety away for like the first day of the competition. But ultimately it just came down to like how much I trusted him. Yeah. Because like it's one thing to like trust somebody just like in like a normal relationship, but like when you're also adding that like coach-athlete relationship to like a long-term relationship, the whole dynamic changes. But it's good because I already trusted him in our own relationship, that it wasn't that hard to just say like, okay, like I know you're gonna like want the best for me when I go to compete. Yeah. So like I know you're not gonna do anything to like I just have to trust you, and I just have to trust the attempts you put in for me and all of that. And it gave me so much comfort knowing that he was right there with me because like up until that point we were training like for 5 months together almost every single day. So it's like it just felt like another day at the gym. And that's like what it's continued to feel like. The meets where I don't have him handling me, so like at Worlds last year, he was competing like 6 hours after me, so he couldn't be back there like helping with attempts and all that. I was like a nervous wreck. I was like, I need you like back here with me. And, like, and we were texting the whole time, but it's just different when it's like he's right here with me. So I mean, ever since that competition, he's always been there handling me and helping me because it just gives me so much ease.
That definitely makes a big difference because I remember my first competition, I was just like trying it. My coach, Brian, he has never coached powerlifting before. He's never been to a powerlifting meet. Nobody in my family was really ever seen powerlifting or any of that. And I went to compete and like I didn't even know I had to have deadlift socks. So I'm going in for my first. Yeah, he was there. So I'm going in for my first deadlift attempt, and I'm literally like on deck. Yeah. And a lady comes up to me. She's like, "Yeah, I'm there with slippers on, no socks." And she's like, "Where are your socks?" And I'm like, "What socks?" Yeah. I mean, I had like probably low Nike socks on.
Yeah. She's like, "This girl's a foot fetish. What is she?"
And thank God, one of the guys that I met there gave me a pair of socks. Which everybody in the powerlifting community is so nice. I feel like because it's really just like your numbers. You know what I mean? It's not like you're really. I don't feel like when I'm powerlifting, I don't feel like I'm competing against somebody else. I feel like I'm trying to get like my number.
Yeah. We always talk about how different the vibe is at like powerlifting versus bodybuilding. Yeah. Like when at his powerlifting shows, I feel like everyone it kind of feels like you're at like a picnic in the park.
Yeah. Everybody's happy, kind of like excited.
And the back getting all roughed up, and they're like, and the girls and whatever. And like
bodybuilding feels mean.
Yeah,
feels
like bikini competitions, everyone's like
because like I feel like it's more like you're being judged like based off of like how you look. I feel like so it's like it just I feel like the vibes just gonna be a little bit different. Yeah.
It's very different.
Okay. We definitely didn't go like in depth, but we got a broad idea of like the powerlifting stuff. I want you to talk about your other business ventures because I know you have your clothing brand, your coaching, and
Oh, he's
A man of all trades.
And also,
Yeah, it's a
you want to
little bit
open a
about
gym soon.
Yeah.
that, and then also share like what you guys are studying and what you want to do after. Are you both seniors?
No, I'm a sophomore.
You're a sophomore.
Yeah. Well,
You're
technically I'm a
junior.
junior, but I had an out year, so
Okay.
in my program I'm a sophomore.
She did too.
Yeah.
5 year lady.
5 year gang.
Yeah, I'll go first. So I started like coaching brand 2020. So right when I got into like at Penn State brand anyway, right then started coaching for free. Just some athletes, just so I'm like, am I good at this? Can I learn from this? Learned a lot before that summer, and then just like, all right, let's go take on some athletes. Took on some athletes for free. They started doing really well. Then I just started like charging them for like, the business. And then the next year after that is when I released clothing and then actually named the brand Cyborg Strength. And the way that name came about was my last name is Sydor.
Mm-hmm.
So we were actually at an orientation at Penn State Brand Union, like right before COVID happened. And it was like, they were like reading off the names at the orientation. They're like, Alex, blah, blah, like Ryan, blah, da, da, da. And they're like, all right, do you have an Alex Cyborg? And then my dad looks at me, he's like, oh my God, that's gonna be your name. And then I'm like, that just stuck with me, like Cyborg, because like, like a cyborg is like that kind of like.
Yeah, you ever seen Teen Titans?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, like
I don't know
Cyborg.
what a cyborg.
And it has like a.
Half man, half robot.
Yes.
Oh.
Bionic guy.
Yeah. So I'm like, holy shit, okay, that's pretty cool. So then I named my clothing brand, my coaching company, Cyborg Strength.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I just took off from there.
Yeah, it's half man, half robot, basically.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like, that's literally
And-
Alex.
That's what I mean.
This
yeah.
is literally Alex.
I definitely need a graphic with that soon.
Yeah.
You should. You should throw something like that on
I
too.
definitely
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, you should just get that suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lived in that.
Yeah.
Lived in that.
If you could like customize your powerlifting, what's it called?
Singlet?
Your singlet. You could have like a red fire thing.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
cool.
But yeah, I've been coaching for like 3 years. I have like 20 clients that have come and go, but like steadily maintained like 20 clients for the past 2 years.
How do you find them?
How do I find them?
Mhm.
Social media.
Okay.
Yeah, just through social media, just do like leads and just networking with them and having like a Google. I use like a Google form,
Mhm.
and then they fill it out, and I just respond to them like that.
Cool.
Do they all power lift or do
most
lifestyle clients?
No, most of them do powerlift. I do want to get into like the general population of
Okay.
just like fitness, whether they just need like a program for just health.
Mhm.
But yeah, most of them powerlift, and most of them do compete
Okay.
on the powerlifting stage.
Do you program for them as you would program for yourself, or do you have like a different method for
Yeah,
different
it's pretty similar. I mean, everyone needs something different. Like everyone needs something. Whether you squat 3 times a week works best, or 2 times a week,
Yeah.
2 times a week bench versus 4 times a week. It's all depends on like the person.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty similar.
I was getting my strongest training 4 days a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of
That's
rest.
what I do.
it's all about
You
It's good.
How many days you train for?
I have 10 for
5.
Right.
Yeah, and it's all about for powerlifting. It's all about like being very specific. Like the biggest thing for powerlifting, 2 biggest things is getting muscle for powerlifting. So developing that base, and that's what helped me the first 2 years. So the first 2 years I wasn't powerlifting. It was just lifting, getting strong. Obviously squat, bench, and deadlifting, but making sure I really hit my accessories, growing my just muscles. And I gained 30 pounds. So I went from 130 to 160 in my first year of lifting. Really gained that foundation, and then once I got into powerlifting, I already had such a solid foundation, had a lot of muscle, and then already kind of like filled out that 83 kg weight class. That's when I got to 175, 180. So I was already had like a good amount of muscle. So that's like the first thing I recommend, getting like a good base for powerlifting. And then second is just focusing on the compound lifts. So once you have a good base, focusing on, all right, how many days a week do I need to go? Do I need to squat twice a week? Do I need to squat once a week? Do I need to squat 3 times a week? Do I need to bench 3 to 4? It all depends, and that's why I think a coach is very important.
Yeah.
And knowing, what you need, and just like guiding you there, and like not putting you on the right path and not wasting time.
Yeah, I noticed that. I feel like when I started lifting, I did the same thing. I was like probably 110, 120
Yeah.
pounds, and I went up to like around the same, probably 165, 170.
Yeah.
Just from like the newbie gains and just
Yeah.
from actually like I stayed actually like paying attention to what I eat. But I was
Yeah.
just lifting like I said this on the last podcast, like I would just, if I had chest, I would do every chest exercise I knew
Yeah.
for like 5 sets each
Do not
exercise.
take advice from this podcast.
When you're going through puberty,
Yeah.
when you're young and you're eating a lot,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean, you're sleeping right. It worked for me, and then I kind of like you soon realize that, okay, you can't do this forever.
Yeah.
And then whenever I started actually getting coached for powerlifting and competing, I was like, wow, like if I train like half as much, I get double as strong.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember like Brian, he was having me do like all these weird movements that I've never done before, and training like my hips and like my tibialis and like all those little weird muscles.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that got me so strong.
Really?
Yeah. Like I literally blame, like psoas marches. You ever do those?
I've never done those, but
I give those credit for taking my squat up over 100 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, in like a year. So
That's
I was
crazy.
like, maybe it was it's probably a bunch of other. But I just blamed it because I could just really feel like that tension in my hips then when I'm squatting and like.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So it really is like the specific things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's important, like training those muscles as well. I'm not sure if exactly that's like correlated to how strong you'll get, but those muscles are important to train, like your psoas, your abductor, like those muscles, those small muscles, because usually you see with powerlifters, those are the muscles get injured. You don't see like,
exactly.
You don't really see your quad get injured or your hamstring. It's like, oh, like he like tweaked his adductor like this way when he was
All the
squatting or
supporting
shifting,
muscles. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, those are muscles that are really important to train in the program that most powerlifters do neglect. And I can say like, I don't train it to the highest standard or like train them really at all, but something I have to do better for this off season.
Yeah. So what do you want to do after you graduate?
Yeah. So,
next?
I mean, I do have pretty big goals. I really want to open a gym at State College. So, yeah.
We need it.
I know, exactly. I know. I feel like at State College there's like a really big demand for a powerlifting gym. And not just powerlifting, bodybuilding, like that whole kind of like
just
lifestyle.
A cooler gym.
Yes,
just a better
exactly.
I honestly feel like our gym is one of the best.
It is.
People are DM me like, yo, like what gym you training at? Like, can I come? Like
to see
I'm like, I don't know.
Like, you have to make it to World.
Yeah, like
Well, $100 day pass.
yeah. But I'm just like, State College needs a good gym because a lot of kids just don't have like the best gym environment here. I know other schools do, like Ohio State, they have a decent gym there because I've talked to some people there, but just here they just don't have like a good gym with calibrated plates, with proper bodybuilding equipment, proper lighting, proper mirrors, proper
I think
stuff
the
like that.
gym community is getting so big at Penn State
Yeah.
that I think that you could get everybody to convert to, from Lionheart,
Yeah,
from
from
White Gym,
Yeah.
Rec Hall, like all those gyms.
Cyborg. What's it called?
Cyborg strength.
Go to
Cyborg Strength.
The gym is not going to be called that.
No.
It's going to be called something different.
Yeah.
That's just going to be the company for their coaching.
Oh, okay.
That would be really cool though. Yeah.
Fake news. Not gonna do that.
Yeah. Cool. What about you? What do you
So
study?
I'm a nursing major.
Oh, that was great. I study
Yeah,
kinesiology.
you
Sorry,
do
that's.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I studied
Yeah.
physics.
So.
So I'm a nursing major. I will graduate in 2026 with my DSN, and then I want to do NICU nursing, which is like so like different than what I'm doing right now. But like I think it works pretty nicely together because at least for the next like 3 years, I have that flexibility of like having a summer break to where like I can still compete. And then after I graduate and get my job, like nursing shifts are like 3 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
So it's like very manageable to kind of like also have another
Yeah, you could
like,
be a
thing going on.
powerlifting nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta pick things up being a nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
And put 'em down. So-
Bodies.
Body.
But yeah, that's my
Cool.
like life.
So you guys would like could picture yourselves living here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do though? Where do you want to
You're
be a
gonna be
nurse,
Tommy!
Yeah, so I'm NICU nurse.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to get in the NICU right away because it's like a more
What is NICU?
populated.
I couldn't
She
figure out.
wants to know what you
Okay.
do.
Do you know what the ICU is? Like
Yeah.
the intensive care unit. So then you know, like yes, I know, or like.
No, I do. I see you. I've
That's
heard
where your
that.
legs blown off.
So a NICU is just
That's like the last place you go.
Yeah, you-
die.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
great.
like, do you know like premature babies, like babies that are born at like 36 weeks instead of 40 weeks?
Sure.
And stuff?
You ever see one?
Like they're like the babies that are born just like premature.
Special.
Yeah.
Like they have to go in the
Yeah.
clear
So they need.
container.
Like their mom smokes cigarettes, something like
Well,
that.
no, it can't be that, but sometimes they're just born
Okay.
early.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
some
first of all,
people
we're
know.
Okay.
Not a lot of people know.
Okay.
But like the babies that are born like either prematurely or like their mom like was addicted to drugs and like there's a whole range of what a NICU baby could be. But all those babies that are born then go into the NICU, and they stay there for like, some can stay for as little as 1 week or 12 weeks. So it's like where premature babies just go, and then they stay there and until they get fully healthy. So,
Okay.
and I'm gonna make them healthy as a nurse.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up because we have things to pick up and put down. So we will finish off with, I like to ask everybody, as people in fitness and powerlifting in the community, what are 3 okay, we'll do 2 to 3 because 3 makes everybody go, oh god. So 2 to 3 things that you feel like you believe that will always remain true when it comes to like your health, fitness, lifting, whatever it may be. So I feel like there's so much that goes around in like on social media, through TikToks. It's like, try this new like trend with lifting or doing this.
Yeah.
So what are like 2 to 3 beliefs you have that are never gonna change, that somebody wanting to get into the gym, wanting to change their life in some way could apply to their journey?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If you need a second, we can
Are
cut
you
it
guys
out.
gonna answer too?
No, we just ask you.
Okay.
We've probably answered it at some point.
We can start like
We've answered it at some point.
like okay. I'll give an example to set the tone for me. And Joey, if yours comes to mind faster, you can. Okay, for example, this one is like a cop out. It's so easy. But like sleep will always be number 1 priority to me. It's like, it's very, very important. All the good magical stuff happens when you're deep in your REM sleep. So no, that's for me, it's like, that's never, if there's ever someone who's like, actually only need 4 hours of sleep a night, I'm calling bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, I can go. I feel like this is not just powerlifting, it's just kind of life in general. Everything takes time. So nothing comes overnight. You always need to put in work, and there's like no magic pill, there's no like magic program, there's no magic coach, there's nothing you could do to really be like, okay, I'm gonna get this tomorrow, I'm gonna get a 500-pound squat in a month. Like, you really have to put in time, effort, dedication, hard work. Like, it's a combination of a lot, but I think just time is the essence of just like, see what you can do in a year, see what you can do in 5 years, like see what you can do, So I feel like that's one thing. And then the second thing is just honesty and staying true to yourself. So did I put the hard work I needed to do today? Did I track all my calories? Did I track my sleep today? Did I track my hydration for my water? Did I not skip my sets? Did I not skip my back down sets for powerlifting? And
it shows in powerlifting.
Did I not skip my cardio? It shows.
Accountable.
So being and holding yourself to a high standard of being accountable, and if you don't, then say, okay, well, that's my fault, and there's no one else to blame.
Yeah.
Wow, you had really good ones.
Yeah, I did.
That's really good.
Those are pretty good.
We could like adjust this.
No, I would say probably like the hard work. That's a huge thing. No one's gonna put the work in for you. Like, yeah, Alex is my coach and we train like a lot of sessions together, but he's not holding my hand telling me like, okay, you need to do this weight if like you really want to get stronger, if you want to go to Worlds. It's like I'm doing that for myself. Like, I'm putting in that work on my own.
It's so mental too. It's there's no surgery for strength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you have to be able to put it in.
Yeah.
So probably that is like my big one, and then I would say also sleep is huge for me. Like, I think sleep is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you guys manage like those little factors outside of like when you're in the gym doing your lift? Like, how do you guys like track sleep? Like, what is your, water, stuff like that? Like, are those things kind of like on your plan in the same way that hitting your lifts are for powerlifting?
No. I mean, yeah, it's on there, but it's not like I don't track my sleep. I just kind of say, I need 8 hours a day, and that's how I do that. And I'm like, I need to drink a gallon of water a day. I don't like. For me, it's like a non-negotiable to like come to the gym and train. Like, if I need to come to the gym and train that day, like, I'm getting into the gym no matter what. Like, I've never, in the past 5 years, I haven't skipped a single workout. Like, being like, I can't get in the gym today, it's too late, I just got a flight, whatever it is. Like, I always make time for it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm much more flexible than like, because I don't track my calories.
Okay.
And I think that's like what has helped me progress the most, is because I feel like if I were to track my calories, it would like kind of put me in a box already. I do think tracking calories is great for certain people and for certain goals that they have.
Do some people track calories for powerlifting?
Yeah.
I had to because if I didn't like, I used it to hold myself accountable to eat enough, because if I didn't track I was eating 5,000 calories the whole time I was training and competing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If I didn't track the 5,000, I need to see the number so I can see it. Yeah. So I need to see that number. I need to see, okay, I have 4,000, I need 1,000 more before I go to bed. So
I mean, like, I had an eating disorder growing up, so like I feel like what has helped me kind of like heal that and get away from that and like progress in powerlifting and competing is like not letting that number hold me back, because I feel like it would. And so like I don't track calories, but like of course like I like make sure I'm getting enough water and sleeping a lot and all those other little variables. But like Alex said, like the number one priority is training. So like getting in the gym no matter what.
I feel like we see that a lot with like going from eating disorders to like really focusing on the gym and fitness, because I feel like it really shows you how like in control you can be with that stuff. So.
And you're taking something that was like you were controlling it so negatively, and now you're turning it into a positive. So,
Cool.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll have to have you on again because we feel the chat. All right. 1, 2, 3.
See you next time after.
That's why I said after hours.
That's good. That works.